There's a part of me that believes that this entire episode, this little podcast, should have been focused a little different, but it didn't turn out the way I expected it to. That being said, it's not going to derail me from sitting here and talking about something that I believe is very important within the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's going on, everybody? I'm Noah Strackmine. Thank you for jumping on to Steelers to Go, your daily to-go cup of Pittsburgh Steelers news and analysis. Find us on youtube.com/All Steelers Talk and subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. And today, I'm talking about Cam Heyward, a guy that I think just embodies what it means to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, is by far the vocal leader, the actions leader of this team on and off the field. And it's hard to say that somebody gets snubbed of a Walter Payton Man of the Year award, because all 32 of these guys that were nominated deserve to have that honor. But at some point, Cam Heyward should have won or should win that honor. And you thought it was this year. And a big shout out to Dak Prescott, because anybody who wins that deserves to win that award. But there's a reason that Cam Heyward was nominated for his 5th year. And that goes into two things. One, how great of a person Cam Heyward is. And two, it's half of the reason why the Steelers, no matter how many times somebody's going to suggest it, will never, ever, ever get rid of Cam Heyward. Let me just read off a little bit of what Cam Heyward has done in the Pittsburgh community this year. He expanded Craig's Closet, named after his father, to 10 Pittsburgh public schools, helping young boys provide young boys dress clothes for interviews. He then followed that up by hosting a teacher appreciation dinner during training camp, where he donated $10,000 to help them with their classroom projects. He continued this by opening Cam's Kindness Week, which you could obviously tell what that means. It was 5 days filled of nothing but love and support for the Pittsburgh community from Cam Heyward. The week started at UPMC Children's Hospital, where he and TJ Watt hosted a game show for the kids. Then he installed free libraries for another part of the city. From there, he headed to Obama Academy, actually right down the street from my home, where he announced the expansion of Craig's Closet, Angel's Place, which provides family-centered childcare services and early education programs at no cost for qualifying parents. This was all by day 3. On day 4, Heyward and his teammates turned an abandoned lot into a community garden, and then they realized that you can't get access to the community garden. So what did they do? They laid a brick path to make sure that everybody can go to this community garden. And finally, the week wrapped up with a $10,000 donation to the girls' high school flag football football program in Pittsburgh. That's amazing. That is things that all young men and women should strive to do in their lifetime. Cam did it in a week and a little bit over a season. Definitely Walter Payton Man of the Year award worthy. But again, anybody who wins this award is worthy of winning this award. They don't just pick it. It's not a popularity contest. It's meaningful. But that's just half the reason why Cam is not going anywhere for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The other half is because no matter how many times somebody's going to talk about how old he is, or the fact that at some point Father Time catches up with everybody, Cam Heyward is still playing at a Pro Bowl level. And if you ask guys like TJ Watt, who was asked multiple times on Radio Row, and if you follow his interviews throughout the day, you hear him talk about Cam Heyward constantly, about how he is the face of the franchise. Not TJ Watt, not Kenny Pickett, not Najee Harris, not Minkah Fitzpatrick. Cam Heyward is the face of the Pittsburgh Steelers, at least in that locker room. And how everybody knows that they follow Cam, and they follow Cam's work ethic, and they follow Cam's ethic off the field, and how to be a man, and how to be an NFL player, and how to succeed in this life. And that is so valuable for the Pittsburgh Steelers. One, because Cam Heyward is continuing to just dominate on the football field. The guy had the second most sacks of his career this season. He's coming off a 74 tackle year, 23 quarterback hits, tied for most in his career, 14 tackles for loss, 2 off the most in his career. Ridiculous numbers, 4 pass deflections. He had a fumble recovery. I mean, the guy he does what Cam Heyward does. And while the Steelers want their window to stay open for the Super Bowl and realize that you have to continue to adapt to keep it open, TJ Watt said something else very interesting. During his appearance on the Pat McAfee show, he said that the Steelers' window for a Super Bowl is right now. You don't know why it's right now? Because Cam Heyward is the leader of this team. It's not a quarterback. It's not a running back. It's not TJ Watt. It's not a safety or anybody else. It is Cam Heyward showing everybody this is how you do this. Win the trenches, win the game, be a good person, continue to work hard, and you will succeed. The Steelers see that. Mike Tomlin made it very clear Cam ain't going nowhere this offseason. That's a Cam thing. Cam's humble. Cam's always going to look at himself and look down and say, hey, maybe I could be better. There's a big, well, what if Cam retires? Cam ain't retiring. If anything, not winning the Walter Payton Man of the Year award just kind of boosted him a little bit more to say, yeah, I'm coming back because I want to win that award. I want to win a Super Bowl. I want to provide the best for the city of Pittsburgh. That's who this guy is. He wants to provide the best for the city of Pittsburgh on and off the field. He wants his legacy to be left with a Super Bowl, with a Walter Payton Award, with so much impact that the city of Pittsburgh never forgets who this guy is. And that's what makes him different than most. There are a lot of legends that have come and gone through the city of Pittsburgh who most have faded. We know the names, we know the stories, we know the legends. But few held an impact like guys like Franco Harris, who right up until his death had a grip on the city of Pittsburgh, was still involved and loved. The craziest part is Cam is almost 35 years old and he's still doing it on the field. He has a grip on the city on and off the field still. Most legends don't make it that long. Most legends don't have the impact that Cam Heyward has this late in their career. They're starting to fade. The Steelers are notoriously known for pushing guys into retirement who don't want to retire yet, but who are clearly at the end of their careers. They can't do that to Cam Heyward. You want to know why? Because he's not towards the end of his career. One day he will be, and that day could be any day. But if you force Ben Roethlisberger to retire, but you can't do that to Cam Heyward, it shows that Cam Heyward is different. It's cool to see these things. It's cool because knowing who Cam is, you know how good of a person he is. You know how hard of a worker he is, and you know what he means to the Steelers and to the city of Pittsburgh. I hear it all the time. I'm not from here originally. And because of that, I constantly dig for the moments and what people here who are from here want from this place and from these Steelers. Because, yeah, I get it. I've been here long enough to feel like I am a Yinzer. I'm part of Pittsburgh. I'm part of the city. Proud to be. But people who were born and raised here, who have that blood that really drips black and gold, that true Yinzer, that true Yinzer, what do they want from Cam Heyward? What do they want from the city of Pittsburgh? And again, Cam Heyward embodies all of it. An absolute force on the field that you could constantly root for, never have to worry about. And then off the field, he's doing great things. And it makes you fall in love with this guy even more. And then when a team is in rebuild and looking to turn their Super Bowl window or turn that Super Bowl switch on and open that window and have that young team that could go compete, because young teams win Super Bowls, you want a guy like Cam Heyward to be sitting there leading the pack. Every Steelers fan wants that. Everybody in the organization wants that. And everybody on the field wants that. There is a reason Cam Heyward isn't going anywhere and isn't going anywhere for any time soon. This guy is here until he doesn't want to be here anymore. It's not like the normal legends of Pittsburgh. Cam Heyward is so different. It's crazy. And it's hard to acknowledge that sometimes because you have such legends like Ben Roethlisberger and Terry Bradshaw and Troy Polamalu and Hines Ward and Jerome Bettis and all these people who have come and gone. And most recently, you have names like Troy Polamalu, Ben Roethlisberger, Hines Ward, who were somewhat forced out at the end. Cam is not going to be, because Cam is different, and it's crazy. It's crazy. But it's super cool. I wish I got to come out here and talk about this after he won a Walter Payton Award, but I'll have to wait until next year. Until then, just know that, I don't know, you think of the legends of the Pittsburgh Steelers, you think of just the greats that have come through there. And one day Cam Heyward will be listed as a legend that came through the Steelers. And when that time comes, like, I hope people realize and talk about it and acknowledge that even if he wasn't the superstar that a lot of these names are or were, he might have did it better than any of them. And he was different than all of them. And he made it last until he didn't want to play anymore. And that's what he's going to do. And most guys in the NFL don't get to do that. And that's what makes Cam Heyward so special.